Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Enliven Wellness. My name is Tessa, and I'm really happy to be here to talk to you about what is a conscious carnivore and what are 3 ways that you can practice being a conscious carnivore. So, first of all, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you tap that bell button so that you are notified when a new video goes out or whenever I go live, which I do very, very often because I love building this community. So, a lot of people out there are starting to get interested in this carnivore diet or raw carnivore diet or just simply incorporating more meat into their diet or animal products. And I know a lot of you out there are probably having a big moral dilemma about this because of the fact that you are eating life. Well, eating animals, because really if you're eating plants, you're still eating life, but you're eating an animal. And I know that a good amount of people out there, especially those of you watching on this channel, are very empathic people. And we love animals. We love animals. And so it's oh my gosh, I don't want to have to eat these, but I can't deny to myself that I feel better when I eat them, when I eat animal products, and my digestion is really messed up because of being a vegetarian or being a vegan, and I'm just not digesting vegetables. And maybe you're looking to raw carnivore or carnivore as a healing tool, or you're just okay, I want to try this thing, but then you're having this moral dilemma. This is where being a conscious carnivore comes in. Now make sure you watch to the very end of this video because I'm going to give you my 3 ways that I practice being a conscious carnivore that maybe you can employ into your own life to feel a little bit better about eating animal products. So to me, what a conscious carnivore is somebody who eats meat with reverence. So somebody who eats meat with reverence and knowledge of where that food came from, instead of just I'm just gonna eat meat and be dominion over the animal kingdom, I'm not, that's not my stance. If you have a different stance than that, then please go watch another video. But this is how I feel about eating meat. It's more of a therapeutic tool and something that I need to do for my body in order to be healthy. Now that's also been a moral dilemma because I'm oh my gosh, am I being selfish? So, right? Am I being selfish by eating animals? And there can be a big debate about this. However, even in the Ayurvedic texts, way, way, way back, in yoga land, is what I like to call it, eating meat is a therapeutic tool. And that's why I started to incorporate it into my life, because I was getting sicker. But then I was having this moral dilemma. And so I said, okay, well, how can I be more conscious of being an animal product eater? So being a conscious carnivore to me means eating the animal products with reverence and treating it as such. Now, why is this also important on an energetic level? So if you're eating something, and it doesn't even matter if it's a cookie or if it's the most healthy meal ever, if your intention behind it is more pure, that food is going to assimilate into your body better. Why? Because you're going to be on the same vibrational wavelength as that food. And I know that sounds ooh, woo, woo, but it's legit. And here's also why. Have any of you heard of The Secret Lives of Water, The Secret Language of Water by Dr. Emoto? Okay, if you haven't, look it up. It's amazing. Dr. Emoto was a scientist, and he did experiments on water. And what he did was he would take water and he would write different words on these bottles of water and then take pictures of the water crystals at a microscopic level. And the words like love and beauty and Mother Teresa had these beautiful crystalline structures, whereas the ones that had hate and greed and Hitler were these really very jarring crystals. So when you are eating meat, first of all, and I'll tell you, also being a conscious carnivore means getting meat from a good source, and I'll get there in a minute, but putting a good intention over the meat that you eat and getting it from a good source means that crystalline structure in the meat is different, because most of the meat is water. Most of everything in our world, the majority of it is water, right? Our bodies, the meat that we eat, the food that we eat, our poop, water. And if there's a good intention behind it, then that crystalline structure is going to be more beautiful and assimilable into your body. Very cool, right? And so we have to be conscious of what we're eating and put our money where it's conscious. If you want to be a conscious carnivore, if this is a moral dilemma for you, I'm going to share with you my 3 ways that I practice being a conscious carnivore that maybe you can employ into your life so that you can feel a little bit like less morally challenged when incorporating animal products into your life. So, number 1 is that I suggest whenever possible that you support small, local farmers. Or if you don't have them available near you, go to a place like uswellnessmeats.com, right? Like they're a great source. But you can also look at a website called localharvest.com, and you can type in your zip code and then type in what you're looking for, and it brings up a whole list of possible farmers, small places that you can get your animal products like eggs and meat and raw milk. So number 1 that I do is I make sure that I support small local farmers, or place like when I go to the organic grocery, or when I go to my natural grocery store, my health food store, I look for the meat that's coming from the best source, like the most pure source, because I want to support that than the big industrial like nightmare feed lots. I mean, so support. This is a really great point. Part of being a conscious carnivore and part of like the moral dilemma here is that you can support the better practices with your dollars rather than the practices that really probably turn you off about like eating animal products, which is the big industrial feedlots that treat those animals like crap. And it's disgusting, in my opinion. So, really, like we've got to shift to the more small local farmers out there. So put your money where you'd like to see the change. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that I always set an intention over my food. That doesn't, I mean, if you're the praying type, that means praying. If you're not the praying type, that just means placing your hands over it, and like recognizing that you're just about to eat an animal and thank it for what it has provided you, right? And this again gets into Dr. Emoto's work, because if you are setting a good intention over the meat, you're going to literally raise the vibration and change the molecular structure within that meat. Because another one of the experiments that he did was he simply had monks pray over the water. Instead of actually writing a word on it, he had them pray over certain water and then didn't over other waters. They didn't pray over other water samples. And the ones that they prayed over had beautiful crystalline structures. The ones that they didn't had jarring crystalline structures. So if you set an intention over your food, you will be like high-vibing that food, again, making it healthier, and then you can have that moment of recognition and intention setting so that you're eating that meat more consciously. All right, number 3 is to eat mindfully. And what I mean by that is to sit down when you're eating and legitimately chew your food in silence. Now, believe me, this was really hard when I first started to do this. And sometimes even nowadays, I still have a hard time because I'm like, oh my God, I need to answer this email, or oh my God, like I need to get on this call with this client, and like, oh, and so like as much as you can, eat slowly and mindfully. Not only will this show reverence for the animal that you're eating because you're saying thank you and you're not just shoving this food in your mouth mindlessly, but they've also shown in studies that eating mindfully leads to weight loss because you're paying attention to your hunger cues and you're giving your body time to say, oh, I'm full, right? And so there's a lot of different implications for eating mindfully. One of them is being more of a conscious carnivore, having reverence for the food that you're taking into your body. Okay, so like having reverence, eating mindfully, slowing down, recognizing the source, enjoying the food. And of course, if you're having a hard time eating meat in the first place, you can sit there and recognize and honor the animal and say, like, thank you for the gift that you're giving me. thank you for the gift that you're giving me. You're allowing me to live healthier. And for me, I say like, thank you. And I'm going to go forth and live my best life, like to honor this gift that you've just given me. Really. I loved cows before I was a carnivore, but like now that I am eating beef, like I literally am like, wow, what a gift these animals give us. Seriously. So those are my top 3 tips for how you can also become and like practice conscious carnivory, if you will. And I hope that these were helpful. Now, again, if you're having a hard time like making this transition, please reach out, and you can email me at tgirly7@gmail.com and say I'm ready, and I can help teach you like how to do this more consciously, help you with some of these, like, because food is a huge psychological thing. Like it's not just about the food, right? Like it's so much deeper than that. And I can help you to like talk through these things, and also like find you strategies about how to incorporate these animal proteins into your life, transition slowly from vegan, vegetarian, keto to carnivore. We can come up with plans for anything. And like, please know that like you're not alone if you're having this moral dilemma. But if you really feel like you need animal proteins in order to feel healthy, then you need to honor that. But you can do this in a conscious way so that it can help you actually like eat the foods that you know that you need to, without feeling like you're gonna just have like so much shame over yourself, like and just carry so much shame about this, really. So I hope that this video was helpful, and please check me out every Tuesday night. I go live around 7:30 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's changed a little bit, and I do go live at night pretty often during the week. So just make sure that you're watching your notifications for when I go live. And check out my website, enliven-wellness.com. You can also find me on Instagram at enlivened_1. And that's all in the description box down below. Thank you for being here. I hope this video was helpful. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Talk to you later. Bye.